Hey everybody, if you've been wondering what the cost of living is in Durham, North Carolina, this video is for you.
Hey, what's up everybody? I am Zach Honeycutt. This is my beautiful wife, Cindy. We're a couple of local real estate brokers in the area. Thanks for checking out the YouTube channel. This is Living in Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina. It's all about Raleigh-Durham. We go over everything you can imagine about living here in the Triangle. So this video today is about the cost of living in Durham, North Carolina. We're going to go over housing, utilities, transportation, healthcare. So if you're interested in the cost of living in Durham, North Carolina, this video is for you. If this is the first time you're at our channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button in the corner. Thanks so much for checking us out. If this is not your first time, welcome back. With that being said, let's get after it.
So we're going to kick it off with housing. So the average price of a house here in Durham. So it's cheaper to live here, buy a property, than, some of the bigger cities that maybe you're thinking of coming from, like up north, New York, New Jersey, Chicago, something like that, LA, San Francisco. But otherwise, it's pretty affordable here. It is getting more and more expensive. So people that have been here for a while would probably say, no, it's not that affordable anymore, as it's getting more expensive by the year. For example, in 2020, the average house price was $279, and now in 2021, currently, the average price point is $309. So pretty big jump in just 1 year. So who knows what's in store for next year, but with a lot of big companies coming to RTP area, I'm sure it's gonna keep going up.
Yeah, like Cindy was saying, home prices continue to rise here. That is the most expensive aspect when it comes to cost of living. Durham overall is below the national average when it comes to cost of living. Housing is the one area that we tend to be a little bit higher in. We think it's caused by a couple things. There's an influx of folks moving into the area from other parts of the country. It's driven by a strong job market to, cheaper cost of living here, like Cindy was saying, than like a New York City or a San Francisco. For people coming from those areas to have a median sales price of $309,000 is still extremely cheap, even if it doesn't feel as cheap for those who grew up here in the Raleigh-Durham area. So, continuing on that trend with housing, if you're looking at renting a property, maybe you're moving in from out of state, you're not really ready to buy yet, you're looking at renting, the average rental prices here in the area are going to be around the $1,200 mark per month. So that's just a very generalization. That's kind of a 30,000 foot view of the rental prices. Obviously, if you're looking at renting a studio, it might be a little cheaper than that depending on the area. The larger the home that you're looking to rent could be a little more than that. So that's just kind of a 30,000 foot view of rental prices, but the average is going to be about $1,200 a month. All in all, compared to a lot of what you see in bigger cities, the prices here in the Raleigh-Durham area for the housing market are still affordable. So yeah, I think it's a great place.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so you got your house, maybe you're renting, maybe you bought it, whatever. Now you're looking at utilities. So Durham, North Carolina comes in about 13% lower than the national average when it comes to utilities. So what does that mean for you? We come in about $146 a month for utilities. So that's electric, heating, cooling, all that stuff. So kind of digging into that a little bit more, in North Carolina, specifically in Durham, North Carolina, summers here, extremely hot, very humid. You probably can't tell, I'm sweating profusely. It is very hot in North Carolina, just in general. If you're coming from Florida, maybe it doesn't feel as hot or humid to you, but whatever. For the average American, Durham, North Carolina is going to feel extremely hot. Summers are, we have a dog. We've been joined by a dog. Summer or winters in Durham, North Carolina are going to be very mild. They don't They don't feel mild to me. I hate winter.
Freezing.
Utterly despise it. Yeah, January, February, worst months of the year to me. But when it comes to winters in North Carolina, very mild. All that to say, obviously the climate goes into utility costs. All right, so what about food? Probably my most favorite subject. Most favorite, is that right? My favorite. My favorite subject is food. So Durham, North Carolina, 4% lower than the national average when it comes to food. So not a big difference than what you're going to get anywhere in the rest of the country. Go to a restaurant, probably going to average about $12 a person.
Yeah, for entree.
Yeah, for entree. If you're going on a date night, you want to go somewhere a little more special. Maybe you're adding some drinks to the tab, whatever. Probably going to average 40 to 60 bucks.
Total.
Yeah, for a nice evening out for a couple. So I mean, I think those prices are going to be kind of across the board when you're dealing with the city. So
Yeah, lots of good food here too.
oh yeah, amazing food in Durham, North Carolina, just incredible.
And to go along with the food prices, groceries here, probably about the same as your average places. We don't have to import anything or anything like that. So pretty cheap here for groceries, or normal, yesterday at the store, the milk was about, a little more than $2 a gallon, about $2.20.
Here's Cedar Brand.
Yeah, here's Cedar Brand. And then the bread, around $3 a loaf of bread.
Yeah.
So pretty reasonable prices for the groceries, nothing crazy.
Yeah. Knowing milk and bread prices will come in handy for when it snows, because that is what you will need to buy when everything shuts down. Why people do that, I do not know, but when it snows, all the milk and bread will totally disappear. So make sure you get some.
Never had a milk sandwich?
I have not. All right, if you have made it to this point in the video, first of all, thank you for watching the video up until this point. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We do videos like this. We post them every week. But if you've made it this far, you probably have a couple questions. One, did he really change his clothes? And two, did he change the location of the filming? The answer to both those is yes. So when I was doing some editing, I noticed this clicking sound in the video. No idea what it is. I'm pretty new to all this editing stuff. If you know what it is, feel free to comment below. I'd love to find out so I can fix it. I'm thinking it's the microphone, so I took that off. But anyway, so I had to refilm some of the parts. And the second thing you probably notice is my wife is not here. Cindi is not beside me like she normally is. So in my infinite wisdom, when I set up the YouTube channel, I put on there that we would publish a new video every Thursday by 4 p.m. Well, today is Thursday, and Cindi has an insane head cold. So she is laid up in bed, just knocked out by this cold. If you have kids, you probably understand this. When one kid gets it, it spreads like wildfire through the house. She was apparently next in line. I have not gotten it yet, which means I am next in line. And honestly, Cindy's like 1,000 times tougher than me, so this thing's about to rock my world. I'm not looking forward to it. But you're here for cost of living in Durham, so let's get back to that. When it comes to gas, right, so gas is about $2.99 a gallon. That's what it was this morning. Honestly, gas was cheaper a couple weeks ago. You probably heard on the national news about the pipeline that was hacked. So that was the main pipeline that fed North Carolina its gas supply. Everybody responded to that being very calm, cool, collected. I'm just kidding. It was a total, it was a total disaster. If you had 15 canisters of gas, for gas, you went and filled them up. If you had 4 vehicles, you filled up all 4 vehicles. It's basically what it was like. It was a total disaster. So ever since then, gas has gone up. It seems like it's kind of stabilized at the $2.99 mark. Hopefully it doesn't go any higher. If you're watching this, so we're filming this in June of 2021. So if you're watching this next month or next year, and you want to know the gas price, feel free to comment below. I'd be happy to provide that to you. Last but not least is healthcare. So healthcare costs here are going to run you about the national average. You're not going to find a big difference from what you find throughout the country. The one thing that is different here, that's a huge plus to this area, is the quality of choices that you have in your healthcare. So in Durham specifically, you have Duke Medical Center. So top tier. It's one of the best research facilities, research hospitals in the country, in the world. To our west, you have the UNC medical system. It's run by the UNC Chapel Hill school system. You probably heard of them, Tar Heels. Michael Jordan played there. Great history. In Raleigh, you have Wake Med. So you really have 3 organizations that you can choose from that are all top tier. They're all great choices. Cindi and I have been to 2 out of those. We've done things at Duke. We actually had our boys at well, she had the boys at UNC. I just stood there and tried to look supportive and helpful. But yeah, just all great medical centers you get to choose from. So when it comes to cost, it's going to be about average. But when it comes to quality health care, this area is going to knock it out of the park. So all in all, Durham, North Carolina is a really affordable location. If you talk to some locals, probably not going to feel that way. You know, they're watching home prices creep up and other prices creep up, and it feels like this area is getting more and more expensive, which it is, and that's true. But if you're coming from, you know, larger cities, you know, you're going to find Durham to be really reasonable still. Home prices are on the rise, but as a whole, Durham, North Carolina is still a very affordable city to live in. All right, thanks so much for watching this video. I apologize, it did not end with my beautiful wife joining me. She was missed. The video is not nearly as good when she is not here. But I hope that you found some value in this video. If you did, make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you have any questions whatsoever about Durham, about the Raleigh-Durham area, about the Research Triangle, whatever, feel free to call that number below. You can call it, you can text it, whatever is most convenient for you. We would love to chat with you, and we will see you next time.